Stephen Foster on BBC Radio Suffolk.
Well, my music guest on tonight's programme is a very well-known local musician who's been on the scene now for probably several decades. In fact, he was on the radio at around the same time as I started my career. John Goodluck, great to see you.
And you too.
When did you start for the record?
Which record?
I mean, there was Trunkles way back, wasn't there?
Oh, Trunkles, and the earlier ones were right back in the early 70s. You know, we had the Ipswich Traditional Folk Music Club at the Gardener's Arms at the bottom of Bishop's Hill. And that was a very, very successful club, but a little bit strange, really, because it was very, very traditional music. So every time I wrote a song, I used to call it traditional, because I daren't put my name on it, because that would break the rules, you know. But we recorded the Suffolk Miracle in 1972, and that was with members of the club. The thing is that, strangely, I got voted Male Singer of the Year on the strength of that CD, or LP as it was then. And then we went on to record others. Speed the Plough, that was a successful one that had Suffolk songs on. Monday's Child, that was a solo from the folk club days. And then we formed this band Trunkles, and Trunkles went all over Europe, and Germany, France, Holland, Belgium. We played all over the place with Trunkles. Trunkles was very successful.
You did make a big impact at that time, but do you think if you were starting out again in this particular era, you'd stand a better chance of getting even more gigs and being even more well known?
Yes, but the trouble is, I'm the wrong side of 70 these days. so I tend to be, I'm a little bit selfish with the gigs these days. I'm taking local East Anglian gigs. The furthest we go is Chelmsford, and then we go over to Norfolk a bit. And we play a lot at these mind, body, spirit fairs. And that's another selfish thing, because I'm the one who in the band who enjoys them the most. It's mostly because I can start early in the morning, have a table there selling the LPs or CDs as they're called, and play a bit of music on stage. And then I'm home by about 6 o'clock, so time for the cocoa, you know. But we do have a lot of gigs booked this year.
And you've got one coming up very soon, I know, which we'll talk about in just a moment. And we'll also talk about your fellow group members, because these guys and girls have been with you for a little while now, haven't they?
Yeah, they're all well known in their own right, really.
So who have you got in the band these days?
The first one I took on was a chap called Pete Goslin. And Pete Goslin plays mandolin, guitar, mandola, fiddle, bit of a all-rounder really. He's known as a guitarist, and he plays with Mac 2 and Cavalcade, and he joined me in 2012. He sort of brought this lovely pretty tune sound to it, and it was very nice. And then joining him, of course, we've got Bill Johnston, and Bill is a performer in his own right. In the band he plays melodeon and mandolin, concertina, but he's another guitarist who in his own right goes around and plays with his partner Sheila, and he's out almost all the time playing in clubs. And what gives him his little edge is the fact he plays with Morris sides, and because he plays with Morris sides, he's got that lilt to the music. He's got that nice lift to it.
So he is folk through and through, isn't he?
Yeah, very much so. Whereas Pete is not, maybe spread a bit. Bill tends to err on the side of I call it country and western. He doesn't like that much bluegrass. He's more of a bluegrass player.
Right.
So he does enjoy the bluegrass scene very much. And then we've got a chap on bass called Des Hart, and Des he comes from the jazz world, and he's a jazz bassist, so he has a slightly different side to the bass playing, And he's brought that lovely full sound to it. He's also very clever because he's the one who records us. And I'm very proud to say that we recorded this last CD in our lounge, or in our parlour, as Bill calls it.
Yeah. Who would have thought that years ago?
Very, very quiet. It's a very quiet place, you see, we live. We live with the worst that can happen is pigeons can join in. But then we've got a chap on drums, or percussion as it's called really, Rob Lummis. And Rob has spread the word tremendously, and he plays percussion. He plays different percussive instruments. And he joins us on Mind, Body, Spirit Fairs because he does his own table there with other things that he sells.
Okay. And I don't think you've given Joe a mention.
I haven't mentioned my wife. I don't know why that is, but Jo is the very most important member of the band. We got married a couple of years ago. I didn't want her to run away from me, and she's a recorder player, and she plays the high notes to all the recorder notes, and she comes from a family of musicians really, and her uncle, in fact, is an old fiddle player.
Right, so it's in the family. Mixed Blessings, the title of the album.
Only available on the website, really, or and the Memories shop in Martlesham.
Okay. And you've got a gig coming up, haven't you? You've got plenty of gigs coming up, but one in particular you'd like to flag up on the programme tonight.
Well, I would, but we're getting pretty much to the end of selling the tickets at the moment. We're pretty much full. I think the hole is going to be absolutely bursting. And it's mainly because an old friend of mine, Chris Foster, who lives in Iceland, he moved out to Iceland many, many years ago, and he, like me, has had a resurgence of interest in old age, and he's launched a new CD called Heidelin, and he was going to launch that CD somewhere, and he asked me if I could help launch that. And I thought, well, that's about the same time that our CD is going to come out. So I hired a local hall so I can walk to it, basically. and we had this gig booked for us and Chris.
Saturday week.
Yeah, on the 11th of March, we'll be up at the Richard Room in Martlesham. At the moment, that's the smaller of the two rooms up there. We do use the larger of the rooms for the Mind, Body, Spirit Fairs, but we thought we'd use the smaller one for the gig. But the funny thing is that we're selling the tickets so fast that I think it's liable to be a sellout gig. Okay,
well, we'll hopefully we've spread the word, so if there are any tickets left, people should get in quick if they want to catch Bards of the Heath and also Chris Foster, both launching CDs. It's about time I played a track from yours, John, and you have recommended the first track to me.
Well, the first track's pretty good because it's everybody looks forward to the summer, don't they? Let's have Here Come the Summer.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. John Goodluck, pleasure talking to you again. Thank you for being with us on the programme.
Thanks, Stephen. Sing the summer and sing her so clear. Come sing the summer, she'll be here, with a scrape on the fiddle and a roll on the drum with a hey diddle diddle, hey diddle diddle, hey diddle 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 diddle, my lady has come. She rides on the moonbeam, she sails on the sea, she glides on the rainbow and sways with the trees. She steals on dark days and hides them in clouds, weaves them with willow and wraps them in shrouds. The cuckoo is calling, so listen ye hard. of darkness, we fear them no more, banished by mystical summertime lore. So come sing the summer and sing her so clear. Come sing the summer, she'll be here, with a scrape on the fiddle and a roll on the drum, with a hey diddle diddle, hey diddle diddle, hey diddle 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 diddle, my lady has come. She helps all things growing, the land that we till. She helps with the sowing and the grain from the mill. Revival, survival, along comes the rain. She sings as we gather the harvest again. So come sing the summer and be of good cheer.
This is music from local folk group Bards of the Heath, who will be launching their new CD Mixed Blessings on Saturday week in the Richards Room at Old Felixstowe Road at Martlesham. Still 1 or 2 tickets left, but getting quick. It starts at 7. Admission is just at £5. The song we're listening to right now, called Come Sing the Summer. Thanks once again to John Goodluck for guesting on tonight's programme, and good luck to both Bards of the Heath and Chris Foster with that folk music evening at the Richards Room at Martlesham on Saturday the 11th of March.